Hi, I'm Dee Fink, author of the book Creating Significant Learning Experiences. Welcome to this website on designing better learning experiences for your students. I want to share some thoughts with you about why we put this website together and how we put it together. First, the why part. During the past 10 years, we have learned a lot about how to design courses properly. The first thing we've learned is that good course design works. That is, when people learn how to design their courses properly, it really does lead to better student engagement and higher quality student learning. The second thing we've learned is that good course design empowers teachers. That is, it enables teachers to be more intentional. It helps them identify what they want students to learn and what they need to do to get students to learn that. The third thing it does is naturally integrate lots of other ideas about good teaching. When you design your course in a certain way, it leads you to want to incorporate things like active learning, learning portfolios, educative assessment, good rubrics, good teaching strategies, and lots of other ideas. As teachers have learned the value of good course design, we decided it was time to put together a website that would serve two major purposes. The first is we want to enable as many people as possible to learn about course design. And second, we want to enable as many people as possible to share what they're learning about good course design with others. With these two purposes in mind, we have put this website together in a certain way, and that leads us to the second set of thoughts I want to share with you, how we've put this website together. With these general purposes in mind, we've created a website that serves three major functions. The first function is to help people learn about course design. And we have two places on the website to help with this. The first is a place where we have put some full-text documents, some book citations, and some links to online courses that can help people learn the basic principles of good course design. In a second part of the website called Resource Downloads, we have put some handouts and other materials that can help people learn how to refine the way they use these basic principles. The second basic function is to archive examples of good course design. We put a few good course designs on here, and we hope other people will contribute their course designs so that we can have a growing collection of exemplars of good course design, so that we can all learn from each other as we do this. The third function is to enable people to dialogue about their experiences as they try to design their courses. And again, we have two mechanisms for doing this. The first mechanism is a traditional listserv. This is where, when you're trying to design your courses and you have a question or a problem or concern, you can post that to the listserv and hear from other people their thoughts and experiences and ways they've dealt with that. The second dialogue mechanism is a discussion board. We have set this up to help people who have a common interest dialogue amongst themselves about that common interest. For example, people who are designing science courses can dialogue with each other, or people who are interested in designing history courses, or large classes, or whatever. And we can create new categories as people suggest them to us. In addition to these three major functions, we're also going to post information and events on here. For example, we can post information about articles that have been published about how people are designing courses, and we're going to publish information about upcoming conferences and workshops. You can also learn more about how this website is organized on the tab near the top called About This Site. As more and more teachers search for more powerful kinds of learning, I'm reminded of the airplane analogy. Today, if you want to go to an exciting faraway place, say halfway around the world, you need two things. First thing you need is an airplane that has been designed to go that far. For example, the wingspan has to be large enough to lift that kind of airplane. Second, it has to have enough fuel to get that far. Third, it has to have the body of the airplane large enough for all the passengers and all their luggage. And finally, it has to have the navigation system that will allow the pilot to know how to get there. But second, it also has to have a pilot who knows how to fly that airplane. But if you have those two requirements, a well-designed plane, a properly designed plane, and a pilot who knows how to fly it, you will get there. I think the same thing is true about teachers who want to take their students on an educational trip to exciting and special kinds of learning. You need the same two things. First, you need to design the course properly, capable of achieving that kind of learning. But second, you have to know how to teach that design properly. But if you do both of those, your chances of motivating and leading students to high-quality learning go up dramatically. And this is what leads me to my mantra today. If you design it right and teach it right, it will happen right. Meaning, students will get engaged and their effort will lead to high-quality student learning. Now, this website is only about one of those two parts, the design part. But if we can get the design part right, our ability to fill in with the right kind of teaching goes up dramatically, and our ability to teach in a way that leads to high-quality student learning goes up dramatically. So, I hope you will find this website worthwhile, that you will visit it often, and that you will contribute your own successes, questions, problems, and concerns so that we can all learn from each other. And my very best to you as you work on learning how to design better learning experiences for your students.